Nashville, Tennessee, Michael Porter Jr. had nothing to prove. Before resuming his college career at Missouri earlier this month, he had already demonstrated he was one of the top teenage basketball players on the planet. He had already hinted at his potential to blossom into an NBA franchise-altering star. He was, in short, a sure thing. Porter Jr. garnered 5-star ratings from recruiting services, led his high school team to a 29-0 record and state championship, and was named the most valuable player of the McDonald's All-American game. Sports Illustrated projected him as the leading freshman scorer in the country, and the Southeastern Conference anointed him its preseason co-player of the year. His experience with USA Basketball and performance at other high-profile events gave NBA scouts an extensive file to work with before he ever set foot on campus. Porter Jr. probably could have sat out the season without worrying about falling out of the top 10 picks in the upcoming draft. Instead, there was Porter Jr. taking the floor last week in the second round of the SEC tournament against Georgia. As Porter Jr. came off the bench to replace junior forward Kevin Puryear with less than 3 minutes off the clock, a pro-Tigers crowd at the Scott Trade Center in St. Louis roared its approval at the sight of the most highly touted recruit in program history entering a low-stakes game for a team already on safe ground for an at-large bid to the NCAA Tournament. Porter was removed less than 2 minutes into Missouri's season opener against Iowa State with what was initially thought to be a hip injury, and it was later announced that he would undergo spinal surgery, a procedure that was presumed to sideline him for the remainder of his freshman campaign. Fast forward to mid-March and the smooth-scoring, 3-and-D prototype drawing Kevin Durant comparisons was playing for Missouri again, but it wasn't exactly clear why. From an outsider's perspective, his 11th-hour return was as enigmatic as it was exciting. On Thursday, a day before the number 8 seed Tigers faced No. 9 Florida State in a tourney opener that could well double as Porter Jr.'s final college game, he tried to explain. Seated in the corner of a locker room here at Bridgestone Arena, Porter Jr. attracted a herd of reporters wide enough to effectively create a blockade around the entrance. He stared at a wall of cameras and microphones while fielding questions about a decision in which the risks seemingly far outweigh the rewards. Porter Jr. was asked how much he thought about his NBA future in reaching that decision. "That's what everybody else was talking about," Porter Jr. said. "But in my mind, that really wasn't an issue. I know how I'll be able to play in the NBA." What pushed Porter Jr. back into action, as he tells it, was something much simpler. "I'd wanted to, if I could help the team." Porter Jr.'s father, Michael, provided more context around the decision. The elder Porter clarified that it was 100% Porter Jr.'s decision, and mentioned that Mike would have been fine if he did move on from here. He would have been fine at the next level not having played at all this year, but he, like I said, grew close to this group of guys and wanted to be with them during this time. What lies ahead for his son was hardly a non-factor, but at the same time, neither was what's happening right now. What Porter Jr. can't get back once he jumps to the pros. "If you want to play, and you want to help these guys, then let's do it," the elder Porter said. "Don't second-guess it, don't look back, be all in and go play." When Porter Jr. suit up for the Tigers on Friday, it will mark the culmination of a journey that was hardly typical for an elite prospect in the one-and-done era. Missouri did not have to recruit Porter Jr. so much as it had to pave the way for his homecoming. Porter had lived with his family in Columbia, Missouri, while his father served as an assistant coach under his sister-in-law, Robin Pinkerton, on the Tigers women's team. In May 2016, the elder Porter was hired to a position on the staff of then-Washington head coach Lorenzo Romar, Porter Jr.'s godfather. A move to Seattle followed, and Porter Jr. verbally committed to the Huskies that summer. The following spring, after Washington fired Romar, Porter Jr. was granted his release from the Huskies, and his father agreed to become an assistant for new Tigers head coach Cuonzo Martin. Porter Jr. announced the same week that he was headed to Missouri. In revealing his commitment to the Tigers, Porter Jr. exclaimed in a social media post, "Mizzou Nation, I'm coming home," and wrote that he and his teammates hoped to restore the atmosphere at Mizzou Arena. Porter already knew what it felt like to play in that building, and his goal didn't feel unreasonable considering the roster makeover Martin engineered in this space.